You've been living your life for an audience that doesn't even care if you succeed. Every dream you've shared, every goal you've announced, every plan you've revealed, you gave them the power to kill it before it was born. But what if I told you that your greatest transformation begins the moment you stop performing and start becoming? Right now, someone is scrolling past your achievements because they're too busy broadcasting their own mediocrity. Right now, someone who claimed they'd support you is secretly hoping you fail so they don't feel bad about their own stagnation. This is the brutal truth no one wants you to discover. Look at your phone. Count the people who truly celebrate your wins without making it about themselves. Count the ones who encourage your growth without feeling threatened by it. That number, that painful, small number, that's why you need to disappear into yourself. Think back for a moment. Remember the last time you shared something you were genuinely excited about. Remember their faces, the subtle eye rolls, the "that's nice" responses, the immediate shift to talking about themselves. Your enthusiasm died a little that day, didn't it? That's the price of seeking validation from people who are drowning in their own unfulfilled potential. But here's where it gets even darker. Science reveals something sinister about this process. When you announce your goals, your brain releases dopamine as if you've already achieved them. This premature reward literally steals your motivation to do the actual work. But there's something even more twisted at play. When others hear your ambitions, their subconscious immediately begins calculating how your success threatens their ego. They become unconscious sabotagers, planting seeds of doubt disguised as concern. As Benjamin Franklin once said, 3 can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. Your dreams are safer dead to the world than alive in their mouths.
Now, imagine this instead. Working so intensely on yourself that when you finally resurface, they ask, "What happened to you?" with a mix of awe and envy. Imagine being so transformed that your presence alone makes them question their own choices. This is what silence births. And when you disappear from their narrative, something fascinating happens. You become unpredictable, and humans fear what they cannot predict or control. Your silence creates a psychological vacuum that forces them to project their own insecurities onto you. While they're busy trying to figure out what you're doing, you're busy doing it. Robert Greene understood this perfectly. The best way to protect yourself is to be as fluid and formless as water. Never bet on stability or lasting order. Everything changes. Your silence makes you water, impossible to grasp, impossible to destroy. I know what you're thinking. Yes, focusing on yourself means accepting loneliness. But understand this. You've been lonely your whole life, surrounded by people who never truly saw you. At least now, your loneliness has purpose. At least now, your solitude is building something magnificent instead of just filling emptiness with noise. Let me expose something even more disturbing about human psychology. People don't want you to succeed beyond their own level of achievement. When you announce your goals, you're not seeking support. You're triggering their defense mechanisms. Their subconscious immediately begins generating reasons why you'll fail, because your success would force them to confront their own mediocrity. This is why Marcus Aurelius wrote, "How much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does." Your silence protects your dreams from their unconscious assassination attempts. Every night you go to bed having disappointed yourself with distractions, with seeking approval, with wasting your potential on people who wouldn't notice if you disappeared tomorrow. That's the real tragedy. Not the loneliness of growth, but the crowded emptiness of stagnation.
So stop right now and look at yourself. Really look. See the dreams you talked to death? See the goals that died in discussion groups and social media comments? See, the person you could have been if you spent half the energy on action that you spent on explanation. This is your wake-up call. The most successful people you admire have a secret. They built their empires in silence while others built their followers. They developed their skills while others developed their personal brands. They became legends while others became loud. Here's what's really happening when you constantly share your progress for likes, comments, and encouragement. You're training your brain to need external approval to feel motivated. This creates a psychological dependency that makes you weaker, not stronger. You become addicted to the drug of other people's opinions. But when you work in silence, you develop internal motivation, the only kind that lasts. As Lao Tzu said, the sage does not attempt anything very big and thus achieves greatness. Your greatest achievements will come not from grand announcements, but from quiet, persistent action. Your parents, your friends, your partner, they love the version of you that makes them comfortable. But what about the version of you that you've never met? The one that emerges when you stop performing for others and start creating for yourself. That person is waiting in the silence, and they're magnificent. Every day you spend explaining yourself to people who don't understand your vision is a day stolen from becoming the person who no longer needs to explain anything. Your future self is screaming at you to stop talking and start building. Remember being a child having a dream so pure and exciting that you couldn't wait to share it? Remember how adults crushed it with reality and practicality? You've been carrying that wound ever since, seeking permission and approval for dreams that were yours to begin with. It's time to heal that child by honoring their vision in silence.
They will miss the old you, the one who was predictable, manageable, non-threatening. Let them mourn that version while you celebrate the birth of who you're becoming. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. Your transformation is. Look at the people around you who are exactly where they were 5 years ago. Still talking about the same dreams, still making the same excuses, still seeking the same validation. Do you want to be them in 5 more years? Or do you want to be unrecognizable, unreachable, unstoppable? Your silence isn't antisocial. It's sacred. It's the space where your authentic self can finally breathe without performing. It's where your dreams can grow without being criticized into extinction by people who gave up on theirs. Maybe you learned early that love came with performance, that acceptance required entertainment, that your worth was measured in how much you shared, how open you were, how available you made yourself to others. Today, you unlearn that lie. Today, you discover that your most valuable relationship is with yourself. While they're posting their morning routines, you're revolutionizing yours. While they're sharing their struggles, you're silently conquering them. While they're performing recovery, you're actually healing. This is the difference between being seen and being transformed. You have to let the old you die. The people pleaser, the oversharer, the one who needed constant validation. You have to bury that person with love and respect, but you have to bury them. What emerges from that death is someone they never expected, someone who doesn't need them to feel complete.
And when you stop seeking approval, something extraordinary happens. You stop giving others power over your emotions, your decisions, your life. Silence shifts the power dynamic. Now they need to prove themselves worthy of your attention, your energy, your presence. You become the prize, not the competitor. As Nietzsche declared, what does not kill me makes me stronger. That he forgot to mention, what others cannot see, they cannot kill. Your hidden transformation is your ultimate protection and your greatest weapon. Your transformation will make some people angry. Your growth will make them uncomfortable. Your success will make them examine their own failures. This isn't your problem to fix. This is confirmation that you're on the right path. Your ancestors didn't survive wars, famines, and impossible odds, so you could waste your life seeking approval from strangers on the internet. They pass down strength, resilience, and the ability to stand alone when necessary. Honor that legacy by finally becoming who you were born to be. One day, when you've built the life you've dreamed of in silence, someone will ask you how you did it. You'll realize that the question itself shows they still don't understand, because it was never about how. It was about having the courage to disappear into yourself until you became undeniable. Your journey begins when their opinions end. Your power awakens when their validation dies. Your legend starts when you finally choose yourself over everyone else. Focus on yourself. Stay silent. Become inevitable. The world is waiting for who you're about to become.